Hi everyone, thank you for watching today's tutorial. Today I'm going to be gearing this video towards those of you who play in an orchestra or who hope to play in an orchestra one day. And these are 10 things that I've learned through personal experience and through having other musicians teach me. Hopefully this helps you, and we will start with tip number 1, which is bring a pencil. When you're playing a concert that's an hour and a half long, that's a lot of music, and many musicians think, okay, well, whenever the conductor tells me something, I can remember that. Like, no problem, I don't need to write that down. No, yes, you do. You definitely need to write that down, especially bowings. If your section leader changes the bowing, write it down. You're not going to remember that bowing. I can guarantee it. So bring your pencil, and also it shows the conductor that you are participating, that you're involved in the group. So it's just a good thing to do. Tip number 2, do not chew gum. I think I've said this in a video before. It is highly, highly unprofessional. Tip number 3, observe the first chair's bowing. Sometimes whenever you get the music handed out to you, well, most of the time actually, it doesn't have the bowings written in. And the section leader will help you and they'll turn around and tell you, okay, mark this, we're going to do this bowing. And if you hopefully have a sectional beforehand, you guys can go over that then. But, people miss things, your section leader will miss things, and so if it's not in your music and your bowing is backwards from what the section leader is doing, then fix it and definitely be sure to write that in. Tip number 4, be ready to turn pages on time. If you are the inside player, it is your job to turn the pages, and you do not want to be late. Whenever you're playing just in general, not just in an orchestra, you usually want to read ahead a few measures, and so if the page is not turned in time, you won't have had a chance to read ahead, you could miss an entrance. Tip number 4, that's 4, right? Yeah. Tip number 4, exaggerate the dynamics. It's very different from solo playing. Whenever you're playing with an orchestra as a soloist, so you're in the front and you're having to project your sound all the way to the back row of the auditorium, that's different. And your soft dynamic, your piano, is going to have to still be present and still be heard. If you're actually a part of the orchestra and you see the softest dynamic, that's going to be really, really, really soft, like barely audible. Most of the time when the conductor asks for the entire orchestra to play even quieter than what they're already playing, I don't even make a sound. My bow is barely brushing against the string. And then of course, when you have forte, use lots of bow, get into it, move, play loudly. So basically just exaggerate the dynamics whenever you are actually playing in the orchestra. Next thing, listen to recordings beforehand. This helps so much, and I know that a lot of you watching this video are probably in junior high school or high school, and you often play, easier versions of the more standard repertoire, so they'll make a high school arrangement of a particular piece of classical music. But even though you're playing a slightly different arrangement, you can still go back, listen to the recording, and at least get the general overall feel of the piece. What mood is it trying to convey? Who has important parts that come out? Because those things still translate, generally whenever you're reading from a different arrangement. So listen beforehand, get it into your ear. Sort of along the same lines, the next tip is to be a team player and be prepared beforehand. A lot of people in orchestra think, well, I don't really need to practice because everyone else can support everything. I'm not really all that crucial to the overall success. That is wrong. If everybody thought that way, it would be a complete and total disaster. And I have seen that happen where people just assume, I don't need to practice, it's really not a big deal. And that's not a good team mindset. That's very, very detrimental to the overall effect. So be prepared beforehand, listen to your music, practice it, and especially for section leaders, before the first rehearsal, even though it's a pain, go through all of the material, just do a complete run through, even the rest, count the measures of rest, know how long of a break you're gonna have so that you're not, caught by surprise whenever the conductor's like cueing you in and you're like, wait, what? You're the leader, you have to cue everyone in and you don't want to be a step behind. That's very embarrassing. The next tip is to move. You have got to be connected to the music and the instrument physically. And not only does it help you play more expressively, but it also helps you lead the people around you. So this is especially important, again, for section leaders. Whenever you're cueing someone in, cue big, like cue your section in big. I'm surprised at how many people don't know about this next tip. You want to set your stand to the correct height so that you can see the conductor peripherally without struggling and having to look back and forth. So, generally move your stand up a little bit higher than what you would normally have it. And that way you can see him right over the top of your stand. And it helps you, stay together with the rest of the orchestra, even when you're reading through a very difficult passage. The last thing that I want to say is to mark the places where your section is very exposed. And oftentimes in the music, it'll have SOLI, soli, to indicate that your entire section, this is a very exposed place. If the entire section kind of ignores that and doesn't bother to practice that a little bit extra, it can kind of be embarrassing because the rest of the orchestra falls back and you guys have this massive part and all of you are falling apart and looking at each other and like, oh my gosh, where are we? What are we doing? Oh no, what fingers do we use here? Like, bad situation. If that place is not marked, then in the orchestra, when you notice and you realize, oh, we're very exposed here, circle that place. Like, put it in parentheses, get your little brackets in there, and go home and really practice that, listen to recordings, and be prepared for the next rehearsal. That is all that I have today. I don't think I missed anything. Oh, here's another one. Don't forget your mute. I've done that so many times. It's really embarrassing. Everyone's putting on their mutes and I'm like, oh no, wait, mine's at home. If I left anything else out, put that in the comment section below as well. As always, love what you do, practice well, share it with others. I hope that today's video helped you, and as always, thank you for watching.